Hey guys, I think I should start this review by saying "Ooh, vitima," because today we are driving an electric car, actually two electric cars, and we are going to take a road trip. I'll tell you to where as we progress, but from here we are around Limuru. We want to take this car all the way to Naivasha, plus the other one, visit the charging station in Naivasha, then take a detour and tokea that other side of Ruiru, see how many kilometers we are going to cover in this Skyworth. Yes, unajua mnafikirianga Skyworth ni TV pekee, but today we are driving a Skyworth SUV that is 100% electric. Maybe I should give you a walk around. You know, one of my views I tell you, under the hood of the blah 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 is this engine, but unfortunately, under the hood of the Skyworth is plastic covers. Lakini bado kuna chuma ya doshi, so at least we can relate. So just allow me to pull this down. So this Skyworth, there is something I need you to really look at. It's sitting on road cruiser mud terrain tires, and the wheels are pretty big because these are 19-inch wheels, and these are the wheels you would get maybe on most crossover SUVs, especially luxury ones. The rims are quite trendy and they come in stock. And one thing we're also going to test on this trip is road noise. You know, electric cars are very silent. We want to see if we can hear the road noise tukiwa ndani ya gari. And also we might try go a little bit off-road. Although this Skyworth doesn't have four-wheel drive, it has one advantage. It's front-wheel drive and it has a lot of torque and a lot of traction. We also want to see how far it will go with the all-terrain tires, because all-terrain tires equals more traction. We're also going to be taking that car over there. See that small, tiny, whiny vehicle? Yeah, that's the Netta, and it's going to join us on this epic trip. We got these cars from Highview International, and Highview International are dealers of Skyworth and Netta EV, so you can get these cars from them. Sawa. So we are going to embark on this trip. This one has a range of 600 kilometers thereabout, but if you're driving it on eco, if you're driving it on sport, it will give you give or take 500 kilometers, which is decent. And we got this Skyworth with around 82% on the battery. So you want to see, sijui kama Drew amebeba power bank. You want to see how far the 82% will take us through, but it should be a decent distance. That smaller car over there is called the Netta. Now the Netta is a subcompact crossover SUV, and it's smaller than this. It has a range of around 300 kilometers. So it's basically the smaller sibling to the Skyworth. One of the vehicles that you will get if you visit Highview International to, you know, shop around for an EV. Let's kickstart this road trip, and on this road trip I'm going to give you two things. One, what is the battery capacity of these vehicles? Which batteries do they run on? Which traction motors do they run on? And what do we have in the interior? Also, we are going to do an acceleration test to see how fast these cars can go, because you know, when you're talking about electric, we are talking about instant torque. We don't have lag at all. When you're driving an electric car, there's no need of turbos, there's no need of superchargers. You know, it's just purely instantaneous torque. So join us as we take this epic road trip. Na muone mandhari hapa Kenya. We see how far these two vehicles are going to take us.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go.
To the cluster, to the infotainment system, although it's still familiar, it's not very far off from a normal ICE vehicle. But there's something I want to do as we start off. I want to, so tumegurumisha gari. you know, it's quite odd not hearing that vroom. It feels odd, but in a good way. So what I want to do, I want to program my Skyworth to suit my, you know, my driving habits, how I want to drive it kwa barabara from here. Our first stop will be the viewpoint. I'll tell you about the traction motors at viewpoint. And then, oh, good afternoon, dear user. So yeah, I'm going to tell you about the traction motors, the batteries, and the capacity to Kifika viewpoint. But for now, I just want to configure my Skyworth. So just come to application center, vehicle control. So that's headlight. I don't need the headlights per now. So let me switch it to mode. So we have a camping mode for those of you who are going camping. And now we have the brake pedal. It's in comfort, but since I want to push this car a little bit, let me put it to sport, right? So in sport mode, this vehicle stops faster, right? So the braking system is a bit more aggressive. Then steering assistance mode, so there is standard, comfort, sport. But because I want to push it, again, we're going to put it into sport. I know a guy called Chris might not be very happy because of, you know, range, but we want to put it all in sport. So super endurance, battery keep warm, I don't think we need that. So we are all set up. Twende sasa, twende kazi. You know, I really miss that unangoja hearing an engine noise, but this one is 100% silent. So let's drive it, tupatane viewpoint. So Ian,
yes,
you understand this vehicle better.
Yes.
And since it's a fast vehicle, look at how easy you can overtake. But now we are lacking the vroom.
Yeah.
How do you put up pops and banks for electric? No, anyway, that's sometimes you have to sacrifice something. But for the speed this car has and the torque, it's actually amazing. Igari, I want to challenge you guys.
Yeah.
So we take this Skyworth to Masinga TT.
Si tutaenda kuibisha gari zingine huko.
Wacha tuende waibike.
Watakuwa wanatafuta nini imepita, wajasikia kitu.
Exactly. We just try and go do a drag race with this.
Yeah.
What's the battery capacity on this?
It's an 86 kilowatt hour battery.
86 kilowatt.
Yeah.
What is the range?
It's giving you a CLTC range of 620 kilometers.
620 kilometers.
Yes.
So now that we took this car, so I go 80%. So you can maybe power bank.
Hatutahitaji kwa hii gari.
So what if I drive it in sport? If I want to play around with this car, tinker around with this car.
Yeah.
Tutachukua, what do you think?
The consumption will be a little bit higher. So hatutafika hiyo 620. Lakini hata 500 bado tutafika Nakuru vizuri na turudi.
500 is very decent.
Yeah.
500 is decent. So you said 86 kilowatts.
Yes, 86 kilowatt hour battery.
What about the traction motors?
The traction motor, the traction is the traction battery, but the motor is 150 kilowatt.
150 kilowatt.
Yes.
Now translate that into jargon we ICE people can understand.
To some, this car has around 200 horsepower. If ingekuwa na engine, compare with around 2500 cc car.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the traction battery 86 kilowatt.
Yes.
The motor itself
150.
150.
Yes.
It doesn't come in four-wheel, huh?
Yes, it's a front-wheel drive car.
Front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Maybe in the near future, for guys like us who prefer going to the wild, is there any chance of any other four-wheel drive SUVs or pickups from Highview or Moja?
Yes. We have a variety of cars for every niche of the market. Kutoka ndogo kwa Uber, we have Raiders. Raider will be a double cabin. And tutakuwa tunauzia wakulima. And if you have a family and you're doing farming, it will be very convenient for you. So we are bringing even matatus. Electric is the next big thing.
It's the next big thing.
Yeah.
One thing I've noted about this, and I'm going to be very honest about it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're an ICE enthusiast, when you get into an EV, you expect a lot of disappointments. But I can say I do not have disappointments. I have more of my disappointments have been disappointed. Because it's very fast. It's faster than most performance cars we have here. Sindio?
Very true.
The other thing, and this is a conversation I would like us to have on record. Apparently, when it comes to maintenance of these vehicles,
yes.
I was watching a reel by you guys when you're servicing the smaller one, the Netta, and somebody say that it's easier to actually maintain this compared to a normal internal combustion engine vehicle.
That is very true. Because firstly, this car has fewer moving parts compared to an ICE.
Yes.
So with that, if it has fewer parts, without say, it has lesser servicing. Secondly, we're only running on the MCU, motor control unit,
yes.
and the battery management system. Those two systems run this car.
Yes.
For those two systems, what we'll be needing actually is a lot of diagnosis. Kuangalia kama kuna cable yenye inatokana vibaya, and one electrical equipment that is faulty. Otherwise, hakuna service mingi. For the first service, after 10,000 kilometers, tulibadilisha reducer oil. That is, after 10,000 kilometers, the only thing we are doing is reducer oil, which is 350 ml that we are changing. Only, and it's very cheap. Actually, we don't, for our first service, we don't charge. Lakini hata tungekuwa tuna charge, I don't think ungecharge more than 1,500 shillings.
Okay.
Because it's nothing actually. It's just changing oil, na hivyo umemaliza.
Now, we mentioned a lot of diagnostics. So if I have my kawaida diagnostics tool, ile ya OBD2, can it be used to scan this EV?
No, because all these cars come with a special same OBD, lakini diagnostic tool yake ni imetoka kwa mother company.
Yes.
So for this Skyward, inakuja na OBD yake, the tool for diagnostic comes with it. For Netta has a different, even for Netta, diagnostic tool for Netta cannot be used on this Skyward.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's coming from the mother company, the diagnostic tool, but we have them in our showroom.
All right. What about, enthusiasts want a DIY kind of car? Now with this EV, are there any provisions for do-it-yourself? Like I want to service my car at home. Maybe hiyo ni ya wale watu tuko a bit extreme. Unajua wasiwa siku hizi hata ukiambia mtu akubadilishie brake pad haezi jua. Like hapo ndipo tumefika. Hata enthusiasts most of them. Hata spanner hajui kushika.
Well, kama any enthusiast and you want this car, you see servicing this car is simpler than internal combustion engine. So hata kama any enthusiast, you love to service this car for yourself. Actually, you just learn the process, and it's something so simple. Itakuona leo, kesho unafanya. So for every enthusiast, this is your thing. With 3 months with this car, you'll be doing 90% of the servicing yourself actually.
Na nikitaka kutuni gari, like I get this car and I want to get more performance from it.
Yes.
Is there any provision for maybe aftermarket motors that have more power?
So there's a extended range type of battery. So after you use this car for a while, you can change the type of battery. You buy an extended range that can give even up to 1,000 kilometers.
What you say? What?
1,000 kilometers. There are versions of this type of cars that can go up to 1,000 kilometers. That is the extended range battery versions. Then
wait. Niko still hapa kuna ni kama ni mimi nimesikia vibaya.
Hujasikia vibaya.
You said you can get an extended range battery.
Yes.
That itaenda for 1,000 kilometers.
Yes.
1,000 freaking kilometers.
1,000 kilometers.
Yaani inaweza enda Mombasa Nairobi. Mombasa Nairobi and come back
comfortably. Hata usihitaji kusimama utafute charging stations on your way. And then for kama motor, we also provide, for example, the Netta, we have 90% of the spare parts for after sale service yetu. So you should not worry about any equipment that you require for this car, that if it's not in Kenya, we are bringing it. And kama Jaleta, we have already brought it.
Now, talking about parts, let's talk about routine maintenance parts. Brake pads. I understand brake pads on EVs are bound to last way longer.
Yes.
Because of regenerative braking.
Yes.
Sindio? do you guys or brake pads ni easy kuweka kama za hii gari nyingine?
Kama kawaida. Ukipatia mechanic wako wa kawaida atakubadilisha brake pads za hii gari comfortably.
And what is the difference in suspension ya hii gari?
I believe it's like for a normal SUV car. This suspension for this car and for a normal SUV will be quite similar actually.
Our first stopover ni hapa viewpoint ya past Limuru, and but then we have, for the guys who have not seen this car, this is the Netta, and the Netta is a subcompact crossover SUV, and my all-time favorite. Actually, I love this car. Tangu ile rili yangu ya kwanza, for some strange reason I have some attachment with the Skyward. Ama ni juu TV yangu ya kwanza ilikuwa Skyward. Could be. Anyway, but some data. I want Ian kuja uniambie vitu mbili tatu about this car. Hapa kwanza niambie, what are the stats on the Netta?
So this car will give you a CLTC range of 400 kilometers. From 0 to 100 you are there in 9.6 seconds. Motor power 70 kilowatt. Minimal servicing ya hii gari. So you have some few stats hapo kidogo.
Swali, CLTC inamaanisha nini?
Hiyo ni range yenye inatumikaga China.
China? Oh, so hiyo ni range ya China. Would that go lower ikifika hapa kwetu Kenya?
Tunasema WLTP, kuna average range inameshariwa. WLTP is the world range, alafu kuna NEDEC range used in Europe.
Okay.
So there are different ranges how to measure range for this car.
Juu unajua wase kwa bit excited. Hawajaelewa, hawajaisikia vizuri. So we'll do that at Naivasha. But I have a small concern. Tuko 75%. Unaona kama nasikia kuna blackout.
Sibabaike. Tuko na power bank hapa ndani. So nateki 75 actually itatufikisha Naivasha vizuri, na hata kama tutacharge tutarudi Nairobi safely. Alafu ukiona ukipata wasiwasi tukiwa Naivasha, kuna kitu nimekuwekea hapo nyuma, ka carry on charger. Peje tutaweka hii gari, tutapack, tukikunywa chai tuna plug into a normal socket. Alafu tuna plug in hapa kwa gari yetu and itakuwa ina charge. Sisi tukikunywa chai hapo Naivasha kidogo kidogo, gari yetu ina charge at the same time.
Na tukifika Naivasha unaweza tu show the different types of chargers. Pale kuna charging station ukiingia Naivasha.
Kuna charging
station. You can plug one there. You, I believe, is faster.
Yes, it's a faster one. Yes.
But I want to go by your word that this one can go, the 75% tunaweza piga hiyo lap yote tunapiga na irudi.
We can comfortably.
But like, just
ukiwa na wasiwasi hata any place, hata hapa hivi tunauliza nani kwenye watu wana charge simu, tuingize plug hapo tu charge,
ama tutafute msee wa welding
na tuko sawa bana. Kwanza anashikanisha waya juu tu.
Anyway, let's get to Naivasha and get to talk more about the chargers that you get for the Skyward and for the Netta. So finally we are at the Naivasha charging point. Na sasa nimevaa kofia na kadere wa FRR. Kiangalia it has road cruiser on it, and that is because our two electric vehicles are riding on road cruiser are a 1100 tires. They are mud terrain, and this is because we thought we might try it out off-road, but unfortunately this one is front-wheel drive. We'll talk about whether there are four-wheel drive Skywards available. Now our Netta has to be charged. Now this one has sufficient range to take us through the whole trip, but the Netta, since it has a lower range because it's smaller, it needs to be charged right here. Na tuko na, actually Ian is an EV guru. Na tuko naye hapa Ian.
Hello guys.
So here nataka tufanye kitu moja hapa. Okay. Nataka we talk about the different types of chargers and how to charge an electric vehicle. How do you connect it? Okay. So tuanze na before we talk about it, let's start by discussing on tuanze cooling. Unajua when you're driving these normal cars for a long distance, unaangalianga temperature sana kama inapanda, overheating. So do these two EVs still run on coolant? Yes. And what does it cool?
Okay, these two EVs have a coolant. There are two different separate coolant. One inaelekea kwa motor and the other one goes to the traction battery. The one that is going to the traction battery inaenda kwa kitu inaitwa thermal management system, which is within the battery management system. So hiyo inakucool battery. As the car goes, battery ikipata joto kidogo na inacool simultaneously. So this battery can last for a longer life. Same as the motor. Motor ikichemka bado kuna coolant, a separate coolant that is directed to the motor. So they are same type of coolant lakini imeseparate into two. One headed to the battery, another one to the motor.
Okay, so just like an ICE, you can also cool this particular vehicle.
Yes.
Now let's talk about another thing. What is the routine maintenance for the traction battery?
Okay, for this traction battery, actually atufanyie maintenance. For the thing that is done maintenance hapa iko kwa motor, inaitwa reducer gear. It helps give the car its torque. So hiyo ndo after 10,000 kilometers tutabadilisha the reducer oil, which is fairly 350 ml, kitu kidogo sana, sio ile 4 liter 5 liter watu wamezoea sasa. So ukibadilisha hiyo 350 ml after 10,000, tunafanya diagnosis, tunakupanguzia vumbi ilikuwa imeingia hapo kwa gari, and you're good to go. And it's recurrent after every 10,000 kilometers.
The elephant in the room. How long will a traction battery, for instance, on the Skyworth last?
So for this traction battery, 250,000 kilometers in terms of kilometers, or 15 to 20 years.
Oh, interesting. What about the Netta?
Same. The same range. As long as you maintain the thermal management system works properly, the cooling is very efficient, you're using both the two types of chargers, the DC and AC, ukienda interchangeably, then you are sure after 250,000 kilometers ndo utaanza kufeel degradation of this battery.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, this is a charging point. So I would like us to talk about charging, the types of chargers that come with this vehicle. Maybe we can even demonstrate. Uko nazo kadhaa?
Tuko na charger tunaweza onyesha hata.
Si tuwe charger hizi tuzicheki.
Sawa.
So, power tailgate,
So hata iko na sensor hapa chini, tunaweza sense. So for this charger, inaitwa carry on charger. Hii ni backup charger yako. Ukienda ushago, kama sasa tunaenda Nakuru, tukifika huko ushago kwetu huko Lanet, nitaingiza tu hii charger hapo kwa socket hapo nje ya nyumba. Nikiingiza ni connect kwa gari and I'll be ready to go. Okay. As simple as that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then apart from this charger, kuna charger nyingine nitakuwa nimeinstallea kwa nyumba. Ukinunua hii gari nitakuja nikuinstallea charger nyingine, a 7 kW charger, nikuja nikuinstallea kwa nyumba yako. Also convenient for use at house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's talk about now that charger that you will get at a charging point.
Okay.
Hiyo tutembee tu tuione. So what do you call this? Hii ni charger gani?
This is the DC type of charger. Is the first type of chargers that we have. Nashuku hii imewekwa hapa na night energy. So for this type of charger, it depends on the output of it. Kama ni 11 kW ndio ina charge na hiyo rate. Kama ni 22 kW, charges at the same rate. For DC ina charge directly to the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's more of a direct current.
Direct current.
So can we maybe try charge the Netta?
Yes, we can.
See, to connect, tuonyeshe the process, step by step process of
connecting
the charger. And the procedure is the same even on the Skyworth?
Yes, the same. Ukijua connect hapa, unajua connect hapa. So for this type of charger, these are called a CCS2 type of charger. So it's different from the one that is used na Nissan Leaf. This is a modern type of charger that we are using for this car.
Okay, so nasema Nissan Leaf ni kitambo kidogo.
Sio kwa ubaya lakini ni ukweli tu.
Alex Mwanzo.
Ukimtaja na rafiki yangu hapa atanikujia sana.
Unajua nasikianga Alex Mwanzo is the only person alipigwa picha ya DL akiwa amesimama full photo.
So you just come and plug it in normally.
Yes.
Ukiplug in hapa ndani, for zenye tunatumiaga showroom, you need a card to scan.
Yes.
But for this one, I think right now it's free. So ukiconnect, inaanza kubip up green. If it's beeping green, you know it's charging.
Yes.
So you're good. Wewe ongojea gari yako icharge. Ikimaliza kucharge, saizi it has locked here.
Yes.
Hakuna mtu anaweza kuja atoe charge yangu ati nimeacha gari natoa, nakuta mtu alinitolea charge ameweka kwa gari yake.
Kama simu.
Unajua
unaenda event unaachanga umeplug.
Unapata bado iko 10% unashangaa rada. Lakini for this one it's locked. This is for safety purposes. And the only way to unlock it, lazima uende kwa ile infotainment screen yetu. You unlock it from there so that it can release from here.
Okay, utatuonyesha ku unlock
No worries.
Ndio, tuingia hapo kwa infotainment. Now, as we do this, we can talk about the Neta being an EV.
Yeah.
What features are we looking at right now ikiwa imechajiwa? Unajua Skyworth nimeona iko na all features, iko na lane departure, iko na proximity warning. It has all the features that cruise control that a modern SUV have. So what do we have on the Neta?
First we'll go with the outlook. Hii gari imetengenezwa like a Tesla Model 3 version. From the air conditioner yako, the radio antenna is also similar to the Model 3. The front view shape similar to the Model 3. Alafu the body is a dolphin streamline shaped. In to reduce wind resistance, so that it can give you you see, wind resistance is something that affects range for this car. So if low wind resistance, a higher range for you.
Na naona bado iko na road cruiser
hapa for all terrain. So you bado uta enjoy comfort and you still have class here.
Sasa niko na swali.
Uliza.
If I put highway tires on my Neta, we did an episode on tires, especially road cruiser tires. Now, Mr. Dixon brought in another type of tire. There was the highway pattern and there was the ultra high performance. So if we look at the highway pattern on the Neta, because I believe there is a size for the Neta, what if now, assuming tuko na Neta mbili, this one is running on road cruiser mud terrain, and the other one is running on road cruiser HP. So which one will have more range?
Which have
and why?
High terrain and HP.
All terrain highway pattern.
But for road cruiser, wacha nisikudanganye. I'll leave it to our experts to tell you. Because that one, I'm not sure the different models of road cruiser tires. So we'll give it our experts for road cruisers watatuambia hapo if it affects.
Okay. Sasa normally wacha tuingie kwa physics. All terrain tires zinakuanga hata kwa gari ya kawaida, an internal combustion engine, it reduces range. I mean higher fuel consumption. So will it have the same effect on
definitely EV? If it's kama iko kwa ICE normally, even for an EV it will be the same. Kama inakula it needs more power to run, even for an EV it will be work the same way.
Okay, how spacious is a Neta? Tuonyeshe hapa ndani.
Sasa
so I'm inside the Neta and Ian.
Yes.
Manze hii ni ya mtu anataka point A to point B movement. But if you want thrill, Skyworth
kabisa.
Anyway, hizo ni stories zetu za chini ya maji. Now I'm inside the Neta and I can see it's 66% charged. Hii 66 iko inaweza kupatia range ngapi?
Utaona pale juu kwa nini itakwambia
to 64 kilometers.
To 64.
So kutoka hapa tunaweza fika Kisumu.
Kidogo Kisumu ni tuko karibu, si ndio? Sasa tumecover almost 100 kutoka hapa hadi Nakuru, ingine 100. Kutoka
hapa hadi Nakuru ni
around 100. Si ndio?
Haijafika 100.
Hata chini ya hiyo.
Iko chini ya hiyo.
So tutafika Kisumu na hiyo.
Tutafika Kisumu.
Kabisa.
So now teach me how to disconnect the charger.
As electric cars come, as simple as press of a button. Ukifinya tu pale unlock, unatoa charger yako pale nje.
Unlock.
Yes.
So nifinye?
Finya tu hiyo. Hivyo.
Nice.
And you are done. Hata charger gari imeacha kucharge. Charger yako unatoa sasa and you are ready to go sasa. We can go.
Na sasa tuangalie, I want us to explore this system.
Okay.
So do I have to put the vehicle on?
No. I don't. We can check it as as it is right now.
Yes.
The vehicle is on actually.
So what these music?
Yes.
So this is the radio,
vehicle settings.
vehicle settings.
Mm-hmm.
So charging schedule.
Yes.
External power supply.
External power supply means kama tuko out sasa where we are na tulikuwa tunataka kupack hapo tuweke settings zetu, we can place a plug there, then from our battery itutole power nje. So kama tulikuwa na kakuka hapa tumebeba kanatumia stima, tunaweza tumia stima hii battery bado kupika na hii gari.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Sorry for cutting you short. You mean with an EV unaweza enda camping na utumie battery ya gari kupika
kabisa,
ama kufanya vitu kama kuchemsha maji,
simu, kufanya if you are out for camping uko na hii gari, you have a power source.
Interesting. Interesting. So now we have on the Neta we have 264 kilometers of range. On the Skyworth, you reckon we can do it without charging it again? Unajua mlinicheza, juu gari nilipewa ikiwa 80%. Ni kama upewe simu ikiwa 80 badala ikiwa so. But
tuko sure utapata shida. Kwenye unaenda upati shida.
Sawa. So we continue with the trip?
Yes, we can.
Let's go grab something to eat then tuende.
Sawa.
Okay, poa. Well, it's dark now and we have a chance to play around with the Skyworth infotainment system. Now, look at the digital cluster. At least now you can be able to see it at night. Just look at how beautiful the cluster is. Too bad we can't rev this car because it's electric. Now, let me just take you through the infotainment system. So if I come and just press application center, vehicle controls, I can play around with the headlights. I can adjust them by touching the buttons. So if you touch them, you can see the headlights here going up or down. So that is the lowest point. You can go the highest, higher than that, and zero is straight. So when I'm driving at night, I prefer them at number 2. Well, this is nice. So we can go to the mode. So you have camping mode. So if you switch it to camping mode, 3D, nature better, you even have, the ambient sound. So it's basically a vehicle you can play around with. The other thing, steering assist mode, no, hii nilikuwa nimeonyesha. Deep battery, discharge. So let's think assistance. So you have an overspeed limit. You can put it on, but mimi siweki kitu. Then you also have a fatigue reminder. Prohibit watching while driving. So these are very, very interesting features. And then you have hill descent control, by the way. Now this is one thing that is actually intriguing on an electric car, the hill descent control. And this will come in handy when you're driving this car off-road. Now you have the front radar. And this gives you the proximity. How close do you want to get to the car that is in front of you? It works hand in hand with the cruise control and all that. Then you have the electronic stability control. You can turn this off when you want to have fun with this car. Did I tell you that you can connect this car to Wi-Fi? Yes, you can. It has a Wi-Fi provision for you to operate the infotainment system. Let's look at convenience. You have charging settings. So basically that is it. The dashboard. So instrument screen, you can darken it kidogo. You can darken the cluster. Instrument beep, you have mid, you have high. So let's just keep it at low. Then you can change the theme. We are in theme 1. So theme 2, look at how theme 2 looks like. So I don't like theme 2, so let's keep it at theme 1. And then you have here electricity, what Kenyan DJs would say, versus mileage. So when I put it to mileage, the cluster gives you the range. So right now, as we speak, we have a range of 330 kilometers, plus or minus a few because of regenerative braking, and also if you want to have some fun with this car. The other thing, let's just put it to electricity. Ndio tupatie kama simu 70%, 60%, but most people would prefer range. So let's drive this car at night. Then by the way, I have somebody by the name Ian hapa. Ian hajaenda mahali. So Ian, What is the price tag of this vehicle, the Skywalk?
For a 0 mileage car, you're getting it at 7.5 million Kenya shillings.
7.5 million Kenya shillings.
Yes.
Well, 7.5, Drew, come closer. 7.5 is the amount that you would be getting for a Prado TZG that has been used for 7 years.
Too bad. Hii gari unapata gari safi, gari hajachafuliwa, wewe ndio utakuja kuchafua hii gari. From out of the manufacturer's hand.
Yes.
Tukupatie ufanye kitu yote. Hii gari hakuna mtu ameingia hapa amekanyaga, ameleta uchafu yake huko ndani. Wewe ndio utakuja uchafue hii gari.
Haina swara.
Haina maswara. Alafu you see for this battery,
yes,
we need a new battery.
Yes.
We don't need a X something that imetumika miaka 7 yenye imedegrade.
Yes.
A new battery is the best for electric cars, and that is what we are offering here.
But come to think of it, 7.5 for 0 mileage is actually a very good price. Sindio?
Very good.
Compared to how much guys are buying Prados for, Fortuners for, when you can get yourself a decent SUV if you're a green freak or you're what's a enthusiast or electric cars wanakuanga vegetarians. Sure. But anyway, my verdict on this would be I love this car. It's the only way you're going to appreciate these EVs is if you drive them.
Amen. That is the only thing. You have an experience, you feel the torque, you feel the instant torque, you feel the brakes, you feel the brakes are sensitive, they are up to par. Yes. With the, you see, if you have an instant torque, what else do you need to look at? The other perspective, if the kama hii gari inatoka from 0 to 100 in 7.2 seconds, then we need to control also the braking.
Yes.
And that is what we have here in the infotainment system. Kuna sports brake where it's really sensitive in less than 2 seconds from 100 to 0. Umesimama.
And then the good part, hata ukisimama that fast, you're not wasting the energy.
Very true.
You're using it to recharge the battery pack. Na hii gari by the way iko na convenience features mingi, iko na everything that you would get say in an Audi Q5.
Very true.
And it is faster than an Audi SQ5.
Yeah.
Ama nimedanganya?
You have felt it. You have umesikia.
Yes.
The car is powerful. The instant torque, you can feel it. And also I remember we have also seen the rejuvenative of the car.
Yes.
This car has charged itself as we were coming here. True or not true? True. Simona hii charge imejiongeza.
Ilikuwa 68 ikaruka 71.
So if you learn how to use the one pedal mode, the energy rejuvenation style of this car,
yes,
you are very good to go. You don't have range anxiety isha. Tuko kwa charging station saizi, we are charging outside Nairobi, in Naivasha. Nakuru tutapata charging station. Range anxiety yako imeisha. We are giving you 620 kilometers.
LD. Actually naambia wase tumecharge neta. Hatuja charge
Skyward.
Skyward gari ya kibazua haijachajiwa.
Haihitaji kuguzaguza charger zote.
Ati hapana. Hiyo unachajia nyumbani, unaamka unaenda reserve na unarudi.
Kabisa.
So guys, this is the end of part 1, but we are going to give you a second part of this road trip that we are doing in this Skyward and the Neta. And sahi situmaliza safari and tuone tulale.
Sawa kabisa.
Yes, so guys, stay tuned for part 2 of this amazing EV series. Tunafaa kumaliza review na kusema vitima
electricity.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go.